All right. All right. We are ready. It's 10 o'clock and we have a quorum.
Okay, thanks, Ann. This is Bob Teitzer. Great job, everybody, getting on before 10 o'clock to get the quorum. I appreciate that. Chief Solberg is traveling. He is on the phone, but he's driving, so he asked me to chair this meeting. So we'll call the meeting to order at 10:01. Let the meeting begin. And Ann, you're the first one up for meeting protocols and facilitation, please.
All right, great. Thank you, Chief. I'll go ahead and conduct roll call. Chief Solberg.
I'm here.
Chief Teisser.
Here.
Sheriff Sheridan.
James McFarland here for Sheriff Sheridan.
Great, thank you. Bree Belke.
Here.
Rachel Mitchell.
Sorry, I was trying to get my mic to work. Leslie Laments on behalf of Rachel Mitchell.
Great, thank you, Leslie. Sheriff Dedman.
Here.
Brad Conley.
Here.
Director Jorgensen. I think I saw Susan pop on. Susan Trask is here somewhere. Are you there, Susan? Okay, yes, she's here. Got it. Colonel Glover.
Eric Axland for Colonel Glover.
All right. And that concludes roll call. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Ann. Anything further on this agenda item for you?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, next item of business is the AATA Board Chairman's report. Chief Solberg, do you have a report?
I do not have any updates. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Next item of business is Director Willis, the AATA Director's Report. Daryl, it's all yours.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good morning. Let me get right into my presentation today. As soon as this pops up, let you know. Very excited to announce that as of this morning, the auto theft crimes tracking database is showing a 25% decrease in auto thefts year to date. As you can see, so far this year, we're showing 9,451 auto thefts compared to 12,565 auto thefts last year. This is almost 25% decrease, which is fantastic. We're also going to be a lot lower than our record low, which occurred in 2015, which was 16,785 auto thefts. So that is fantastic news. Very excited about those numbers. But with the ACT database, we could look deeper into the numbers. And what we're seeing is that there are a couple of vehicles that are being stolen in greater numbers than they were last year. This information, we're going to use it for the lead article in next month's newsletter. But it's going to show the Jeep Wrangler and the Ram 2500. These vehicles are being stolen by the use of a very cheap key programmer. They're susceptible to this kind of theft. The thieves are plugging this little key programmer into the OBD port. They're able to quickly program a blank key. And then with that key, they can start the vehicles and take off with them. So we're going to use that information and spread the word on our next quarterly newsletter. In talks with the Vehicle Theft Task Force, we've also been made aware these vehicles are known to be used in cartel wars in Mexico, the big heavy duty vehicles. They like to take them down south and use them for various things to help them with their drug wars. But let me give you some more information on the ACT database improvement. Continuing to work with DPS to upgrade the information we receive about stolen vehicles recovery. DPS has contracted with CPI. They're currently programming the information so it can be reported and we can get all of the theft information. There are a couple of issues that popped up. And while we're going to be able to receive this, I don't foresee it becoming mandatory before 2027. I think by the beginning of 2027, we're going to have to let all the agencies know that we've got some new fields, and the new fields are going to be mandatory. Any of these agencies who need to program any mask that they use for ACIC to report this, we'll give them a year to update that, similar to how we did when we started ACT and we mandated new theft fields. When we mandate the new theft recovery fields, we'll give them a year to update any systems they may have, and then we'll be able to make it mandatory, and then we'll get a full picture of the recovery side as well as what we have now, the full picture on the theft side, and we do get a good number of recovery information too. So we are able to look into what agencies put in, but it won't be mandatory just yet. So with that, we're starting to roll out the ACT database to Arizona law enforcement agencies. We've been contacted by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office and a RIMN analyst. They're very excited to be trained on our ACT database and have access to that. Our analyst and database administrator, Mary Gu, is working with these agencies to coordinate this training. They're going to be getting it within the next couple of months. And then we'll be able to roll it out, statewide as well. To assist in that statewide rollout, we're going to start publishing a monthly bulletin that we're going to send out to law enforcement agencies. Here's what that monthly bulletin is going to look. Something very similar to this. Each bulletin is going to have our auto theft and recovery information. We've got top 5, theft cities as well as top 5 models. Each month, we're going to spotlight a different area of the state. We're going to, throughout, when we send the bulletins out, we're going to pick a various county or parts of Phoenix or Tucson to show, where the thefts are occurring. Here, the August spotlight would have been the West Valley. We're not sending this out yet until we're ready to roll out that ACT, but we're prepping this bulletin in advance, and so I think it'll give local law enforcement as well as analysts a good idea of some of the information they can get out of ACT, as well as some good information on where thefts are occurring. And then everybody, we'll have a link. So today's spotlight is the West Valley for this month, but we'll have a link where you can see, if you live on the east side, we're going to have a different map available on the east side, or if you live in, Kingman, we'll show a map for your county, and we'll have all the different counties as well as some city maps for everybody to see. We don't want to leave anybody out. We want everybody to be able to see what's going on in their local jurisdiction. So with that, that'll show everybody some of the information they can get out of ACT. There'll be a link where you can get more information or sign up for access to ACT. And one thing I really like what we're doing on this bulletin is we've got this 13th month rolling window down here at the bottom. You can really see the number of thefts going down as well as the recoveries in yellow where we're at. And this really shows, last August, we were over 1,600 thefts for the month. And this August, we're at 924. So we've been doing some great work to reduce the number of auto thefts. And I don't think it's Arizona specific. There's a nationwide drop in these type of crimes, but we're doing a great job in Arizona nonetheless. And so as stated, we're going to have some of that information hosted on our website. And I want to let everybody know, I'm going to give you a little teaser here. We're going to migrate from the DIFI website, the Auto Theft Authority website. We're going to migrate to azwatchyourcar.com. And this is going to allow us to move everything from the DIFI website to azwatchyourcar.com. It'll give us a good opportunity to update all the old information that's on there and give us a way to keep everything current and new. This is just a little teaser. The website will be complete within the next couple of weeks. I hope everybody goes there within the next couple of weeks. And I've also got a little teaser on the bottom. We're going to have an automobile theft dashboard on our homepage. And with that, we're going to show the most recent annual statistics, as well as we're going to host the monthly statistics as well. And we hope that it'll drive a little traffic to people so they can get current information about vehicle theft, vehicle recovery, and then, you know, we can push them on to some of the other things about Park Smart, and azwatchyourcar.com. And, you know, we're going to advertise the site on our social media as well as all of our giveaway items. We started with our last purchase. We put azwatchyourcar.com on all our giveaway sites. So we're going to continue to push that through our giveaways and through our social media. We've got a couple of ongoing projects I'll let you know about. We've got the October newsletter. I think Ann's going to have a little more information on that. That'll be coming out next month. And we've started work on our AATA annual report, which will come out in December. And we should have more information on that on our next meeting in October. With that, I'd just like to let everybody know that next week I'll be traveling to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'll be attending the International Association of Auto Theft Investigators conference. And then next month, I'll also be attending the Western States Auto Theft Investigator Association training in Lake Tahoe. And the Auto Theft Authority is a sponsor for both of these events. We do have one action item for today, but I'm going to cover that during the financial report. So with that, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, that concludes the director's report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Right. Any questions for the director? Hearing none. Daryl, looks like you have a additional bullet there. Arizona Vehicle Theft Task Force fiscal year 26 additional funding and spending plan. Something positive there as well.
I am going to cover that action item in the financial report.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you. We're ready for that now. So the next item is the financial update, discussion, and possible action. So, Daryl, we're on to item 4.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I will be presenting the financial report for this quarter. As you may or may not have heard, Business Operations Administrator Frank Sabalos has resigned from DiFi to pursue his own business in the private sector. We wish him the best of luck. The new Business Operations Administrator is Shannon Rothermel. She is attending today, and she will begin presenting the financial report starting with the November meeting. So with that, the current picture for the Auto Theft Authority, a fund balance sits at $6.255 million. Our year-to-date revenue includes the first collection of $3.786 million. We have had all but 2 insurance companies either pay their first installment of the year or report that they've had no policies. We're still looking into the last 2 agencies to see if they have had any. Our balance includes almost $10,000 of investment income, as well as $8 in late fees. So our total year-to-date revenue is $3.796 million. Our ACT support budget remains at $148,000. We haven't expended any of that money yet for ACT support. Our operations budget appropriation sits at $620,000. We've expended $76,000. Our local grants for the vertical prosecutors sits at just over $1 million remaining. We have expended $341,000. We've given all the agencies the first quarter grant payments as well. And that brings us to the DPS task force. In the line item budget they received, there is $3.439 million available. We have given them their first quarter grant payment of $1.13 million. And that brings us to the action item. In the Arizona state budget, the Auto Theft Authority was provided an extra $100,000 for the Vehicle Theft Task Force as a result of pay raises given to DPS. They wanted to provide us those funds to cover those pay raises. Just a little behind the scenes information. The $100,000 was initially put into the operating budget for the Auto Theft Authority. We did some work behind the scenes. We were able to move that money to the Vehicle Theft Task Force line item budget. But since this money arrived to DIFI and the ATA after the first quarter grant payment, none of that money was provided to the Vehicle Theft Task Force. So our plan is to provide them an extra $50,000 for quarter two. That would be 1.163 million, as well as an extra 25,000 in quarters 3 and quarters 4 at 1.138 million. And that would equal the $100,000. Just so everybody's aware, I have been in contact with the task force commander, Captain Trevor Graff, and he has agreed with this plan. So with that, I formally request approval for the allocation of the extra $100,000 to the task force and approval of the proposed spending plan.
Okay, so prior to a motion on that, are there any questions for the director on what he just presented? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to support the allocation as described by the executive director.
Motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman.
Is that Major
And were you
Axland?
able to catch those?
Actually, I think we have Major Axland wanting to do his recusal first.
Okay, gotcha. The majors recuse, please. Thank you. And did I hear a motion? And were you able to capture him I'm on the phone, so perhaps you
No,
can help
I
me.
didn't catch.
Motion to approve, Brad Conley.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay. Motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Sheriff Deadman, thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? We have a motion and second. Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. That concludes the financial report.
All right. Thank you very much. Ann, looks like you're going to be up next on public awareness and grant programs, a general update, discussion, possible action.
All right, great. Let's see. Thank you, Mr. Chair. All right. Before I get into some of the campaigns that we have done since our last meeting, I want to just discuss a little bit about our grants. We have our fiscal year 26 grantees will be wrapping up their first quarters and submitting their financials for review before our second quarter payments will be processed. Daryl and I will work with Shannon and our ASD folks to complete that next month. So I know a couple of the agencies have had some downtime in between hiring new prosecutors, so we may see some salary savings coming in through that. Our next round of grant contract compliance reviews are being received and processed, and we'll be presenting those at our November 21st board meeting. So our campaign since our last meeting, July, we focused on the summer heat, reminding folks to park smart, not leave their vehicles running and unattended. We also promoted the National Motor Vehicle Theft Prevention Month in July in collaboration with NHTSA. And that included just general reminders to park smart, everyone to do their part to prevent vehicles from being stolen. August, we had some back to school campaigns reminding not just new drivers, but all drivers about leaving valuables in their vehicles unattended. Our communications folks, Tyler Danner, collaborated with Amanda O'Halloran, our previous outreach coordinator, for a campaign with ASU PD. And so these are some of the campaigns we launched in August as part of our back to school reminders. With September, we've got the kickoff of football season, just some graphics and some catchy images to remind folks to secure their vehicles. As Director Willis mentioned, we have a new website that's about to launch. These are just some screenshots of some of the pages. Our grants page will be a lot easier for folks to navigate through and do their grant applications when we have current solicitations open. Upcoming conferences and outreach events, as Director Willis mentioned, we are co-sponsoring and attending the IATA and WSATI conferences in September and October. We have a senior safety and resource event in the East Valley hosted by Congressman Andy Biggs for a Citizens Resource Fair, and that's on October 3rd. Staff are participating on a 2-day event for the Arizona Tribal Energy and Economic Futures Summit. So we'll have a table there promoting vehicle theft prevention resources as well as grant opportunities for Arizona tribes. And supporting GAIN, the Getting Arizona Involved in Neighborhood community events with several police departments who have requested resources and materials. So unless there are any questions, that concludes my report.
Any questions for Ann? Ann, thank you so much. That's a lot of great information. Really appreciate all the efforts. All right, next item of business is, thank you, is mine, Administrative Subcommittee report, and there is no report. We'll move on to item 7. Chief Solberg, do you have any reports for Law Enforcement Subcommittee?
No updates. Thank you.
No updates. Thank you, Chief. And the next one, we're moving right along. Public Awareness Subcommittee report. No report. We did get great information from Ann. So we are next item of business is Vertical Prosecution Subcommittee and Auto Theft Prosecutors Report. Discussion, possible action. Is there a report in this?
Chief, I believe we have Leslie Lemens on the phone. Leslie, you still with us?
Yes.
Yes, I am. Thank you, everybody. I don't have a report on the cases for today, but what I do have is we had Jeff Duvendak, who is very briefly, our task force prosecutor, started on July 1st. However, Jeff unexpectedly retired. That retirement was effective just a week ago. So the new vehicle theft task force prosecutor within our office is a gentleman by the name of Tom Grant. He was going to be on the call today and participate and meet everybody, but he is homesick. That started yesterday. So hopefully at the next meeting, we should have some sentencing updates, case updates, and Tom can introduce and meet everybody. But just wanted everybody to know that Tom is on board, and once he's feeling better over the next few weeks, we're going to start having meetings over with the DPS task force detectives so that he can be introduced personally.
Great. Thank you, Leslie. I know we've got a couple other prosecutors. I saw Maribel Goodman with Pima County, if she's on the phone and has anything to report for their activities.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you, Maribel.
Well, good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As to Pima County, I do have a quick update, especially for the new prosecutors who are partaking in the verdict prosecution. We have Josh Wilbert and also Alex Klingen. They're both new on the auto theft task force. Nonetheless, they're very hands-on and active on the cases now. We just had a trial. We're more active on trial prosecution as well. Josh Wilbert had a win on one of the auto theft cases just this past week, and the individual is still pending sentence, but his prison exposure is from 5 years to 7.5 years. So now we're back in court. We have new prosecutors who are very hands-on and active on the cases. And let's see here. So that's one update referencing Mr. Wilbert and Alex. We also did welcome our task force detectives. We have meetings set in our office where they're also hands-on working with the detectives. So it's a great communication and good communication and good team effort that we have with the detectives and the assigned prosecutors on the cases.
Great. Thank you, Maribel. We appreciate that. And, we also have Cameron Pat from Pinal County Attorney's Office.
Yes, hi, Ann, and good afternoon or good morning, everyone. So we've had some pretty good success recently from our April, May, and June quarterly report. I believe it's the highest restitution amount ordered in Pinal County for the auto theft vertical prosecutors. We secured over $377,000 in restitution orders. Most of that comes from a significant case, which an individual by the name of Joel Adam Garvin has been sentenced, and our office did a press release on that. Mr. Garvin racked up in a very short amount of time 29 felony allegations lodged against him, to which he has pled guilty to 8 felonies. Those 8 felonies, there were 6 Class 3 felonies and 2 Class 2 felonies, to where he received 25 years prison and agreed to pay over $290,000 in restitution. So that sentence was handed down by Judge Harris on June 30th of 2025. It also bumped up our average prison sentence for repetitive offenders. In that last quarter between April through June, we saw multiple repetitive offenders receiving significant sentences. I have one for 7 years, one for 25 years, one for 6.5, 2 for 10, another for 8, and another one for 7. A lot of repetitive offenders that are getting their just desserts. As far as the this quarter, between July and September, our office has secured in restitution orders over $280,000. So we're making a big push for restitution and making victims whole from after being victimized by those who steal their vehicles, property, or damage those vehicles. Additionally, we welcomed this week on Monday, September 15th, a new auto theft prosecutor, and she's here with us today, Monica Sohaki. So we are filling the positions, and she's going to be assisting the auto theft prosecution for Pinal County. Thank you for your time.
And do we have any other prosecutors out there?
I believe that is it. Am I missing anyone that called in for a report? I believe that's it. I did see Monica pop up, so thank you for letting us know, Cameron, that she's your newest person to join. So I believe that concludes the prosecution reports.
Right, great. Thank you. And thank you to our prosecutors for taking care of those victims out there, and welcome to the new members. We appreciate all that you're doing. All right, Captain Graff, you're up next on update from Arizona Vehicle Theft Task Force.
Awesome. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I'm going to start with the statistics for our district. So I'm going to give you the following. There's going to be the stolen vehicles, drug seizures, and arrests for June 1 through August 31. The task force recovered 492 stolen vehicles, valued at about $13.2 million, with 56 arrests. 20 of those arrests had drug charges. The task force seized approximately 12 grams of cocaine, 31 grams of meth, and 63.9 grams of fentanyl. We served 14 residential or business structure search warrants, 3 electronic search warrants. We had just over 1,900 other agency assists, and we seized 26 weapons. When we get to our staffing levels, we have 1 DPS vacancy, which we're in the process of trying to fill in the near future. That depends on transfers and manpower issues, obviously. Mesa PD joined on May 3. Oro Valley they've joined effective on July 19th down in our Pima squads. And Goodyear PD will be coming on board very, very soon, probably within the next 3 weeks. So we are staffing up. So we're getting filled up. It's pretty good. Some events that have happened on June 1, our border liaison assisted with the Sonora Preventative State Police in Mexico to identify a suspect that they detained for aggravated assault on a police officer. So with the assistance of AATA, we did an urgent facial recognition request, and it positively ID'd the suspect, and he had an active attempted homicide and sexual assault warrant out of Yuma. So that was a pretty good win for us. On June 17th, this is our big case, the Turo case. That's where we served multiple residential and business search warrants. We took possession of 20 stolen vehicles. 6 additional vehicles were taken as evidence, including a Rolls-Royce Phantom, or I'm sorry, Rolls-Royce Ghost. 21 weapons. One of them is a Barrett 50 cal. 41,000 in cash, miscellaneous gold and jewelry. We arrested 3 suspects out of that one. July 9th, we had an incident down in Tucson. We contacted some suspects in a stolen vehicle at a local convenience store. Tucson PD K9 assisted, and we got the driver on foot with the dog. And one of the passengers fled on foot and ended up ultimately being taken down with a less lethal. And he was armed. He actually tried to pull the gun while he was fleeing and was shot with a less lethal. Dropped the gun, obviously, knocked him unconscious ultimately. But he was 17 years old and on probation for weapons charges. So that was a pretty good turnout on that one. Everybody made it home safe on that one. And then I have one more, and this was kind of a cool deal. And it was on August 13th. We were called by Pennsylvania State Police about a fraudulent stolen vehicle, and it was identified through a title wash. The vehicle is now in Arizona, is presumed to be in the hands of an automotive dealership. So the detectives went to the dealership, and it was, we sold it to this guy, gave it to this guy, who lent it to this guy. And after several contacts, we were able to locate the vehicle at a residence. And the residence was the main suspect that we believe to be the fraud in obtaining the vehicle. So we authored a search, or a tracker warrant, a residential search warrant. And when we did a risk save to deconflict the address, it was determined that Chandler PD was also interested in the vehicle. And they asked if they could assist with our search warrant. So they did. Chandler SWAT helped out. We did the warrant. So the stolen vehicle was recovered, and Chandler PD got a kilo of cocaine and $10,000 of cash and 2 firearms out of the house as well. So it's like the old saying that the ATA had on their website, it's never just a stolen car, right? Lastly, there's a few little things here. We are starting an investigation into a smaller auto theft ring operating in the Phoenix area. And this is a direct spinoff from the escalating switch case. We've already recovered 3 vehicles in this case, and we actually have an informant. So it's working out really, really well. The next one is that we are initiating an investigation into forged dealership plates. And we're talking the blue ones that they put on the cars from dealerships. So we're getting reads on license plate readers of the same plate number within 5 minutes across the valley on like 5 different cars. So we got a stop on one of the cars, and it turned out to be a VIN switched Dodge Charger Hellcat. And all of these cars have some kind of a tie to this little storefront car dealership. So we're working a case on that too. And then lastly, and it kind of touches on what Daryl said about the Dodge 2500s, our southern squads have discovered a pattern of vehicle theft in Tucson for the Dodge 2500s and the Jeeps, and how they're getting across the border. And we found a couple issues with the system down there, and we're trying to address those. But we have to partner up with Customs and Border Patrol to remedy this situation, because without them in the ports of entry, it's kind of a struggle. And so we're trying to forge that partnership with them, and it's like swimming upriver. So we're actually going to reach out to Homeland Security and see if they can help us out in building that relationship so we can stop it. It won't stop it completely, but we can make it a lot harder for them to get those vehicles across the border. So, but that's it. That concludes my report. If nobody has any other questions.
All right. Any questions for Captain Graff? Hearing none, Trevor, thank you for your report. Awesome work to the task force. We really appreciate what they're doing. Great work all around, as always.
Thanks, sir.
All right, next item of business is call to the public. Is there anybody from the public that would wish to speak?
No.
Right, hearing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is reports on current events, matters of board procedure, requests, and items of future agendas. Are there any members that would like something specific on the next agenda at this point? Ann, do you have anything for this?
No, I do not. Thank you,
Okay.
Chief.
Very good. Well, we're wrapping up. Daryl told me yesterday it's to be a fairly quick meeting, so it was great updates. We really appreciate everybody's work. Our next meeting will be November 21st. Excuse me, 10 a.m. We'll do that virtual or via phone again. So mark your calendars for that. And next item is adjournment. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Rod Conley.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second, Seacrest.
Ann, were you able to get those?
Yes, got it.
Awesome. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I
Great. That's it. That motion passes. We'll close the meeting at this time. I appreciate everybody's efforts for combating vehicle theft in our state. And Daryl, great report on seeing those reductions. Let's continue to see those numbers going down. So safe travels, Chief Solberg, and thank you for attending, everybody. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you all.